So hopefully that's the case. I have a green light, so I'm going to just roll with it. This is your August 2020 Tarotscope for Capricorn. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Capricorn, you may want to watch this. If you have heavily placed planets in Capricorn, you may want to watch this. If you care deeply for a Capricorn, you may want to cross-watch this. That's all available to you. It gives you a little insight into where and what they might be experiencing or you might be experiencing in the month of August. So these are broad spectrum readings too, so you kind of take what you need and leave the rest. If things make sense, great. If they don't, that's okay. It may not necessarily be for you, but it is a broad reading. You'll have to apply what I say to where it fits in your life. What else was I going to say? I will be pulling an extra card for the Divine Doors from the Divine Doors deck in honor of the Lionsgate on August 8th. Just to let us know sort of what doors are opening or closing for Capricorn surrounding the Lionsgate, or where do we need to focus ourselves. Hey Dawn, how are you? Hey Carrie, how are you? Oh good, Capricorns are coming in. I love it, I love it, I love it. Capricorns, if you'd please share it out, I greatly appreciate it. And please give the video a thumbs up or a heart or whatever just to like it. I am going to put the chat box down in a moment when I start to read the cards, and then I will reopen it at the end if you guys have any questions, okay? So let's see. Virgo just had a really lovely reading. So I'm hoping that maybe Capricorn will have some lovely energies too. We'll see what's going on here. What's going on with our good old goatee friends? And by the way, just so anybody knows, I just blocked all of the African countries on the page, so we shouldn't get any more people offering to remove curses. But if anybody messages you directly with any sort of affiliation to me, do not respond. It's gotten really bad amongst all of the tarot readers. So just be mindful of that. If anybody messages you guys directly from having seen your name on my page, it has nothing to do with me. Let's see what's going on for my Capricorns for August of 2020. Okay, so this first card tells me where you guys are going to be centered at the majority of the month, not the entirety of the month, but the majority. So you might find yourself going in and out of this card throughout the month. It not only gives me insight into sort of what you could be creating for the month, or what you'll be experiencing, but it also gives me insight into what you could potentially be creating. Again, I have put the chat box down, so I won't be able to see your comments for the moment while I read, but I will pull it back up to look at them after the reading's done. So this is the Knight of Wands. I like this card as your guys' lead-in card. It's a very direct, action-oriented card. The only thing is I love to see when we're either in our home element or in our complementary element. Wands is not, but I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. This could be about learning a different aspect of who we are and how we are. Wands is sort of a fast-moving energy. It's definitely about getting shit done. When I look at this, it feels like my Capricorns are focused on the future. There's a determination, I feel like, with this card. There could even be a little bit of impatience with this card. But ultimately, it feels like we want to get out there. We want to take care of business. August feels like it's going to be a productive month. It feels like, to me, when I look at this Knight of Wands, it feels like we are looking to the future, pushing forward, channeling all of sort of what it is that we desire, because Wands is the element of fire and the element of spirit, so that brings in that element of desire, like kind of what our goals are. This could be long-term goals, but it feels like we're actually able to start to move towards those things with this Knight of Wands. We're certainly going to look for opportunities to do that if we don't feel as though we can. And I do think that somewhere during the month we may actually see we might actually see spurts of moving forward, like starts and stops, or an actual full trot forward. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this card. We may actually feel like we're finally able to move forward in the month of August when in the previous months we haven't been able to, right? There is a sort of dynamic nature to the Wands cards that speaks to this idea of just basically getting shit done. You know, even I kind of almost get like this guy's kind of clearing the way. Like my Capricorns might be like, hey, out of my way, out of my way. I gotta go. I gotta get this done. I'm working towards that. If you're not helping me, you're hindering me. Move over. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that it's sort of it's direct and it's if my Capricorns have been feeling like their energy is sluggish or lagging, this is going to be a shift, a tick upward. This is not about sitting around feeling sorry for oneself. Let's just say that. This is about actually being sort of inspired, feeling hopeful, and getting the work done. Does that make sense? Charging forward, let's say. Now, this next card is the foundation card. This card tells me a bit about sort of where you guys have been at in the previous, in the past that has opened the door for these cards to be the way that they are today. It also tells me sort of the memory of this card kind of holds everything in place. Sometimes this card can also be sort of the underlying sort of energy that's pushing things forward. Like the memory of this card can sometimes be pushing things forward. So this is the Ten of Pentacles. This is all about sort of completion, success, abundance, gratification, that sort of thing. And around the material wealth, right? This is also an earth-based element. Ten of Pentacles being the earth element, which is Capricorn's strong suit. It is your home element. I like that this is your basis for charging forward in this Knight of Wands energy of action, right? Because we have this nice, grounded, sort of feeling complete, whole, and abundant. There's been periods in our past where we have been able to achieve our goals, and we're very aware of that. That is at the forefront should I say the forefront? It's certainly the underpinning energy of what drives this night forward in the month of August, right? So to me, it's like this solid foundation, right? It being a 10 and it being the Pentacles, to me, we feel like we're on the memories or on the foundations of solid awareness of our abilities to create the things that we want. We just need to go about taking the sort of fiery action through the Knight of Wands to make more of that or continue to build upon that. This Ten of Pentacles doesn't make me feel like my Capricorns are lacking for anything, right? It feels like you guys are very well versed or skilled in knowing what you want, how you need to go about getting it, creating that maybe in other areas of your life. I get this feeling that this Ten of Pentacles speaks to this idea that there are areas in my Capricorn's lives where you guys do feel fulfilled and happy and content. There might be other areas where you want more, right? And it's not a bad want, it's not a bad desire. It's about the idea of being inspired to create more through this Knight of Wands energy of moving forward, pushing forward, persevering, and bringing in more of that which you desire. The fact that this is being held up by this Ten of Pentacles speaks to me, it makes me think that my Capricorns could have a really positive experience. We won't know until we see the final card for the month, but to me, these two cards coupled together feel like this great grounded sort of belief or awareness of our own ability to create our own abundance and feel whole and full, right? Coupled with the tenacity of and the inspiration of this Knight of Wands charging forward speaks to this idea that I almost feel like Capricorn in the month of August might be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, let's see what the other cards are before I totally hold myself to that statement, but I have a really good feeling from these two cards being coupled together that it feels like if we ground our focus in this sort of ability to create abundantly with our own internal earth energy, and we couple it with the desire of our spirit, which would be the Knight of Wands, we are kind of prepping ourselves to move forward to something pretty big, I think, is the vibe that I'm getting. So let me see what the soul or spirit card is. This is up above you, okay. So we have more earth energy. It's the Nine of Pentacles. It couldn't be any more frigging abundant, Capricorn. Y'all are doing the damn thing. Okay, so this being in the solar spirit space speaks to this idea that if my Capricorns, I don't feel like you all should be very doubtful right now. I feel like you guys understand, and I could be wrong about this. You'll have to comment in the comments, and hopefully I'll see it. But you guys have to understand your own ability to create and your own ability to be successful. And if you don't understand it, you're about to figure that shit out in the month of August, because with this 10 down in the foundation and then this 9 up in the spirit, it speaks to this idea of really lining our energies and embracing who we are as Capricorns. And I say we meaning you guys, but I just use we because it's easier to say it. Who we are as Capricorns, to sort of channel that energy, that productivity, that sort of desire, that direction, and make things happen. You know, unless you have really out of whack planets that are, you know, in some weird antithesis sign, then other than Capricorn, right? Like say you're a Capricorn with a ton of, I don't know, like air energy or something, so it makes you sort of flighty. I feel like these two cards here really speak to the idea that my Capricorns are gonna be owning their shit, making it happen, going like, okay, the focus is on me, what I can do, how I can do it. When I'm successful, I've been successful in the past, I know I can pull this off, this is what I want, I'm going after it, I don't give a fuck, pandemic or no pandemic, get out of my way. That's sort of the feeling that I get from these cards. The Nine of Pentacles speaks to this idea of personal completion and personal fulfillment. That abundance on a material or physical level, and really feeling and understanding that, embracing that. This coming in at the soul space to me speaks to this idea that our soul really wants us to embrace who we are, what we know, and own our innate ability to create that for ourselves. Part of the reason why I feel like this is coming through is because this Knight of Wands speaks to this idea that there's a new desire, there's a new chapter, there's something new that we want, that we desire greatly, that also inspires us at a spiritual level. And we're kind of in this place where we feel fired up to not necessarily stop for anyone else or anything else in our pursuit of getting it. We're definitely empowered to do so with all of these pentacles around us, our home element, and this material abundance on both of these cards represent like a level of completion, both personally and within our environment, that says we're set up for success, guys. Now let's look at the outside influences. These are things that could be influencing you both either positively or negatively in the month of August. They can be people, sometimes events, sometimes things more vague like belief systems or energies that are just around us that we need to be aware of. Shit. All right, so we got the Knight of Pentacles. He's riding right up to the Knight of Wands. This to me speaks to a little bit slower energy. Don't let that, I kind of get a feeling that these two knights are colliding a little bit, not in a bad way per se, because I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is your guys' home energy, so it will feel familiar. It won't necessarily feel like, I kind of want to say that it might feel like you want to move faster than the universe is ready for. Does that make sense? Like, this is the pandemic prince, okay? Like, for those of you that feel like you want to do something new, there's a new chapter you're opening up, there's a new desire that you have in this Knight of Wands that you're ready to, like, all out, open the floodgates, move towards the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, everything's telling you, I can do this, I'm gonna make it happen, I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. It feels like the Knight of Pentacles steps in and goes, wah, wah, not in a bad way, right? But he's just slowing down the energy, right? He's bringing you back to this place where I almost feel like the environment might be matching these pentacle energies that are here. It's not a bad thing. It just might be slightly frustrating for some of my Capricorns that want to get moving. That's why I feel like this Knight of Pentacles might be associated with the pandemic. It might be associated with things bigger than us, because this is an outside influence, right? But it's a definite slowdown, a definite, like, to me, the Knight of Pentacles requires us to slow down. He requires us to pay attention. He requires us to kind of, you know, that Knight of Wands, right, that's in the center, can be slightly compulsive if we're not careful, right? There might be a detail he's not missing. So I kind of feel like because the Knight of Pentacles, this card here shows up, And he is a pentacle card. He's part of our own nature, right? He's reminding us, whoa, whoa, whoa there, buddy, slow down, hold on, just hold your horses, no pun intended. Let me show you this, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. There might be some sort of detail or something that we're not overlooking per se, but something that needs to be pointed out to us, or some sort of level of patience that's required in the month of August that you might find to be a little bit annoying or frustrating, but it's going to help you, it being Pentacles, and we have all of this Pentacles energy around us in the higher and in the past. To me, it speaks to this, this Knight is helping us in some way. This slowdown might be actually helping us to refine maybe what it is that we want, or refine our plan on how to go about getting it. He kind of tempers out that fiery nature of that Wands Knight. Okay? And then we have the King of Cups on the opposite side. Beautiful. So the King of Cups is our other complementary energy, right? Cups being the element of water, which is the complement to the earth signs, right? So this could be, for some of you, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but this could be an individual of that sort. If I've got any Capricorns out there that are entertaining any sort of prominent, let's say, because this is a king, I would say that this would be a prominent connection with somebody of that suit, or sorry, of that horoscope, right? A water sign. For those of you that aren't necessarily dealing with somebody that's a significant water sign that's in your space, and like kings, you know, they require the attention. So this is going to be somebody that's rather obvious, is my feeling. But if it's not somebody outside of you, to me, this feels like this is an opportunity to also get right with your emotions and what feels right and feels good. The King of Cups kind of comes in and shows us how we feel, how to feel better. That might be the slowdown that's going on with the Knight of Pentacles, is to kind of get right with our emotions and what's going on. And I feel like we can, but that, like, it's not like sort of the Capricorn's first response to want to get in all into the emotions, right? You guys want to sort of plod along and get it done, be successful, manage things wisely, that sort of a thing. That's all of this Pentacles energy through the center. The fieriness of this Knight of Wands is like, I want to push forward, I want this. The King of Cups says, wait, we want you to feel this way so that you can really bring it in, right? And the Knight of Pentacles sort of slows us down and goes, yeah, Capricorn, hold on, don't worry, we'll get you there. But let's, like, remember how we go about making things happen, okay? I feel like when I'm looking at this whole array of cards, there's something kind of fat on the horizon, and I mean that in a good way. To me, it feels like with that 10 in the foundation as the sort of the driving force in the memory, the 9 up in the spirit and soul space, and then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Although his energy is slow, he delivers. He puts in the time, all of that. So I feel like that's an outside influence, but it's also still an influence that is presenting something to you. The opportunity to kind of maybe slow your roll a little bit. But what you're getting on the back end is the King of Cups, right? This awareness of self at a very high level, at a very emotional level, right? Some of you, it could be, the King of Cups can be a very, like, you know, watery romantic suitor. Let me just see this for a minute. I don't necessarily get mad. The King of Cups can be very romantic, but I don't get mad love vibes from this. So I don't think that there's a lot of you that are experiencing this. There might be some of you, but not a lot of you. I don't feel like that's the message. I feel like, if anything, this King of Cups could be somebody that brings something to you, some sort of gift. Again, potentially a water sign, but I don't think it is, I don't think it's wholly like love related. It doesn't feel super romantic to me like he can in other readings. This could just be the opportunity or the experiences throughout the month of August that allow us to really feel like we're in charge of our emotional experience, that we are feeling really good, we're seeing the benefit. It's that sort of energy too, for those of you that aren't necessarily dealing with anybody outside of yourself. You know, for those of you that might be by yourself or alone, the opportunities here are to slow down and get clear on what we want, and also emotionally get clear, like so clear that we're in charge of our emotions and we're very clear about that through the experiences that are being presented to us. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So the next card is the potential outcomes card. This card tells me a bit about sort of where this will end up for the majority of my Capricorns. This is not set in stone. If this is a negative card, we can utilize it as a warning to make choices and changes now to affect the outcome. And if it's a positive card, we can take heart in the fact that we're naturally heading towards this without need for any major changes. So let's see what this is. This is the Six of Swords. Not the best of outcomes. Only because it just feels a little bit confused to me when I'm looking at it. All of the swords going in different directions to me. This is not the card that I expected to see with all of those cards around there. I'm going to say this. I feel like there's a drive within my Capricorns. There's a clarity within my Capricorns. In those pentacles, in the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. But that Knight of Wands, as productive and as fired up as he's ready to get going on to something better, there's something that we're missing, and that's why this Knight of Pentacles comes in and slows us down, and this King of Cups is like, wait, we need you to get this right. We need you to feel this, or get clear on these feelings, sort through whatever it is that you might, like, let me teach you how to kind of emotionally get things not in check, because I don't feel like they're out of check, but like just mastery over them, right? If we don't, which I kind of get the feeling with the Six of Swords, a lot of my Capricorns aren't going to, because the fire of the Knight of Wands is exciting, and all of this Pentacle energy, which is our home thing where we feel very comfortable there, is going to be pushing us forward. A lot of my Capricorns might find frustration with this Knight of Pentacles, this slowed down energy of not being able to do what we want to do in the way that we want to do it. And that creates the sort of chaos mentally that's going on in the Six. You know, I sort of feel like all of those swords and thoughts are flying in different directions. And so for those of you that don't want to end up like confused or second guessing, sort of back and forth in your thoughts and in your mind, it really is about slowing down and addressing stuff, getting the mastery that this King of Cups presents to us. Remember, Cups is the complementary suit to Capricorn. So although sometimes being in the fields doesn't necessarily feel comfortable to Capricorn, it's going to serve us in a very big way if we allow it in and we acknowledge it and grant it, the opportunity to kind of teach us in the month of August, right? And that might be also what the space or the slowdown that the Knight of Pentacles is providing, is to slow down, clear up any last minute or leftover stuff, because I do feel like with this whole set of cards here, minus the Six of Swords, the Capricorns, you guys have something set up. There's something that you have planned that you're gonna bring in, but to do it, you want to be as emotionally and sort of mentally clear as possible. Does that make sense? And so don't overshoot your goals by being in a rush. Not that Capricorn necessarily strikes me as a rushing sort of sign, but that Knight of Wands feels like let me out of the gate, I'm ready to go, All right, let's see what door Capricorn could be opening or closing during the Lion's Gate. What do they need to be aware of? Okay, this is a lovely door. Alright, so I love that this is light blue in color. It feels sort of light and airy to me. I love that the bougainvillea is there. To me, this door doesn't feel very like guarded or protected in a sense. It feels open to possibility. I think that's sort of this wonderful energy of this Knight of Wands, this idea of the desire. That's also sort of the red in the bougainvillea to me is the fire that we see in the Knight of Wands, the pursuit of that, or the desire that sort of erupts from this month of August. The light blue to me kind of speaks to this idea of moving forward swiftly with lightness. There's a joy to this door. I don't know why. I feel like this door feels joyous to me or happy. So that's a good sign. Let's see what the back of the card says. The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. I'm going to read that one more time. The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. So, the Knight of Wands, right? He can be rather direct and sort of like wants to get in there and get it done. The Knight of Pentacles is like, no, wait. Let's slow down and enjoy the journey, the Odyssey. Let's like stop and smell the bougainvillea, damn it. Right? And then the blue door, which is interesting to me, could be the King of Cups, right? The blue representing water and the emotions. Like stopping and enjoying the journey and how that feels. That the creation of all of this Pentacles energy and the stuff that's pushing us, this desire for sort of contentment, success, all of that sort of stuff, it's a given is sort of what I feel like. It's gonna happen. But if you kind of get in your own way or allow the slowdown to aggravate you and affect you and you don't enjoy the journey or the odyssey, you're going to end up in this state of confusion by month's end where it kind of throws you off of your game, right? I do feel like the cards in the original set here are strong enough that even if you get thrown off of your game by month's end in that Six of Swords energy, it's not a deal breaker. I do feel like you guys can find your way out of that Six of Swords energy in September because the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, even the Knight of Pentacles and the outside influences feel stronger to me than that Six of Swords. To me, it's more just like this annoying vibration, although we don't want that to permeate our creations, our material creations, right? Because then our creations or our experiences start to come back to us a little bit wonky and not exactly as we want them. So I think that this idea of stopping and enjoying things as they happen, taking in our environment and the successes and all of that, and being in gratitude and appreciation of the abundance of all of that is going to be also very key in helping you to sort of move forward at a pace that might be dictated by outside influences, more so than as much as we as Capricorns want to be in charge. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm going to open up the chat and let you guys read what you guys have to say, if there's anybody even still watching. I think that August, Carrie says, yes, I've been doubtful lately. August is going to turn that around. It looks like it very well could. It looks like there's a drive. I just feel like that Knight of Wands, just be very clear on what it is you're heading towards, and then be open to the idea of maybe being slowed down if need be. It's all going to serve a purpose, even if it feels like it's getting in your way. So that is your forecast, Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give the video a like. Please share it out. Share it with your Capricorn friends. Please let them know that it's here and available to them if they want to see it. I think that there's big opportunities here, but we need to also enjoy the journey and not be so focused. Like that Knight of Wands is slightly focused on the destination versus the enjoyment of the journey. And I think the Odyssey card and this Knight of Pentacles, even the King of Cups, they want us to feel and enjoy the journey as we go. We have all of the tools to get us there. Carrie Grafton Williams says, this reading resonates with me. I'm in such a hurry for a specific thing. I need to chill. I think that that's what's going to happen in the month of August, but I really believe that with that 9 and that 10 of Pentacles, even the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, remember, Pentacles is our own home energy. They're there to help us. We've got a complementary and a home energy in the outside influences. So they're working with us, even though this Knight of Wands might be a little bit impatient and get frustrated with like, ah, fuck, I want to move forward. Don't let that get you. You're welcome, Dawn. Thank you for tuning in. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off because I have a class in about 20 minutes. But thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow will be the air signs, and then the following day will be water. And I will see you guys then. Please, like I said, share the video, give it a like, do whatever. And I look forward to seeing you guys later. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.